Welcome to my channel, Everyday English Hub.
Hi, I'm Rihan. My day starts early, at 5:30 in the morning. I wake up, sit on my bed, and take a deep breath. First thing I do is say, "Today is a new chance to grow." I brush my teeth, freshen up, and drink a glass of water. At 6 a.m., I begin my English routine. I revise 5 words I learned yesterday. Then I open my notebook and write 5 new words along with simple sentences. After that, I listen to an English podcast while exercising. I follow along, repeating sentences aloud to improve pronunciation. Around 7:30 a.m., I eat breakfast with my family. During breakfast, I try to speak 1 or 2 sentences in English. My parents don't speak English, but they encourage me anyway. At 8 a.m., I watch a short English motivational video. I write 1 powerful sentence from it and repeat it during the day. Then, I get ready for work, polish my shoes, wear my pizza delivery uniform, and head out. While walking to the pizza shop, I listen to English audio stories. I speak softly to myself, describing things around me in English. The street, the weather, the people. I turn my surroundings into practice. By 9 a.m., I'm at the pizza shop, ready to work. As orders start coming in, I help pack them and note down the delivery addresses. I always repeat the names and locations in English. 1 large pizza to Green Park Avenue, I say clearly. I carry my English flashcards in my pocket. While waiting for orders, I review 1 or 2 cards quietly. During deliveries, I challenge myself to describe the customers or streets using English words. The man wore a blue jacket. Or, this street is peaceful. When I meet customers who speak English, I make sure to say, "Good afternoon, here is your order." I smile, stay polite, and ask, "Would you like tissues or ketchup?" These small lines boost my fluency. If someone talks more, I listen carefully. Sometimes I meet kind people who talk with me in English. I write down interesting words from these conversations in a notebook I carry. At lunch break, I eat quickly and use the extra time to read a short English article or a few pages from a storybook. I highlight new words and try to use them before the day ends. In the afternoon, I sometimes listen to an English audiobook through 1 earbud while cycling to deliveries. I stay safe, but focused. Learning never stops. By 6:30 p.m., I return home, a bit tired, but still motivated. After dinner with my family, I sit quietly in my corner. That's my favorite time, my English reflection hour. I open my notebook and write a short diary entry in English. I write about my day, who I met, what I learned, and what mistakes I made. Then I review everything I studied in the morning. I test myself by covering the words and trying to remember meanings. Around 8 p.m., I join an online English speaking group. We talk for 15 to 20 minutes about daily topics. If I make a mistake, I don't feel bad. I smile and correct it. At 9 p.m., I take a break, listen to English music, and try to understand the lyrics. Then I play a pronunciation game on my phone. I try to repeat difficult words 3 times each. Before sleeping, I open my favorite book of quotes and read one in English. I close my eyes and repeat it silently. I say, "I'm improving every day." At 10:30 p.m., I go to bed, set my alarm for tomorrow, and whisper, "1 step closer." My English is still growing, and so am I. I'm not just a pizza boy. I'm a dreamer with purpose.
Hello, dear students. I'm Zoya, your English teacher, and today I have an inspiring story to share. It's about a young, clever boy named Rihan who worked as a pizza delivery boy. Rihan lived in a small town but had big dreams. He wasn't rich, but he was rich in ambition. Every day, he rode his bicycle across town delivering pizzas. What made him special wasn't just his hard work. It was his love for learning English. Even while riding through traffic, he had earphones in, listening to English podcasts. People saw him as just a delivery boy, but inside, he was building a better future. He believed English could open doors for him. He didn't have a tutor, but YouTube and books became his teachers. His dream? To become fluent and confident in speaking English. Let me take you through his incredible daily routine. Rihan would wake up every morning at 6 a.m. The first thing he did was listen to English affirmations while brushing his teeth. He believed starting the day in English helped train his brain. Then he made a quick breakfast, usually eggs and toast, while watching English news with subtitles. He kept a notebook with him and wrote down 5 new words each day. After breakfast, he revised the previous day's vocabulary. He practiced using those words in sentences. By 7:30 a.m., he left home for the pizza shop. On his way, he listened to English stories or short conversations. He repeated the dialogues out loud to improve pronunciation. It became a habit, like a morning ritual. This routine slowly changed his mindset. English wasn't just a language, it was part of his lifestyle. This was the beginning of his transformation. When Rihan reached the pizza shop, he greeted everyone in English. "Good morning, sir." "How are you today?" His co-workers laughed sometimes, but he didn't stop. The manager noticed Rihan's efforts and started encouraging him. During quiet hours, Rihan would sit near the kitchen and read from an English storybook. Sometimes he'd ask customers to teach him better ways to say things. Most of them were surprised and happy to help. One kind customer even gave him a pocket dictionary. That dictionary became his best friend. Whenever he had a break, he would study it. Even while waiting for pizza orders to be ready, Rihan practiced tongue twisters. She sells seashells by the seashore. He turned every free moment into a lesson. That's what made him clever, not just working hard, but working smart. Rihan's delivery route became his classroom. While riding his cycle, he listened to English audiobooks. He paused often to repeat new phrases out loud. "How can I help you?" "Thank you for your time." His pronunciation improved this way. At every delivery, he tried to use at least one English sentence. "Here is your order, sir. Have a nice day." His confidence grew with every sentence. Some customers started noticing his improvement. One regular customer, a school teacher, was so impressed that she gifted him a grammar book. That book taught Rihan how to form better sentences. Every evening after work, he would study it carefully. He didn't have expensive courses, but he had determination. And that's more powerful than money. His deliveries weren't just about pizza. They were about practicing English in real life. Let's talk about his daily study routine in detail. After his evening shift, Rihan came home around 9 p.m. He would take a quick shower and eat dinner with his family. Then, he'd open his English grammar book and study for 1 hour. He focused on tenses, sentence structure, and prepositions. After studying, he watched a short English movie scene and mimicked the actors. He practiced the dialogues in front of the mirror. I'm not afraid. I can do this. He believed that speaking to the mirror built his fluency. He also recorded his voice and compared it to native speakers. This helped him fix his accent and tone. Every day, he learned a little more. And every night, he slept with English dreams. That's how passionate he was. One day, while delivering pizza to a college professor, Rihan greeted him with a big smile and said, "Hello, sir, your order is ready." The professor was surprised by his fluency and asked, "Do you study English?" Rihan nodded proudly. They had a short conversation, and the professor was impressed. He invited Rihan to visit the college on weekends to sit in English classes. Rihan was overjoyed. He attended every Saturday, sitting quietly at the back of the class. He listened carefully and wrote everything down. The professor became his mentor. He corrected Rihan's mistakes and taught him new expressions. "You have potential," he said. Rihan took this encouragement seriously. He now had a guide, and that made his journey even stronger. Learning English wasn't just a hobby, it became his mission. Rihan started combining new methods into his routine. He downloaded English conversation apps and practiced daily. He joined English-speaking groups online. In these groups, he met people from other cities and countries. He started chatting with them and later had video calls to practice speaking. At first, he was shy and nervous, but soon his confidence grew. He even started helping beginners like himself. Teaching others made him better too. He learned that the best way to remember something was to explain it. Every mistake was a lesson. Every conversation made him smarter. English was no longer scary. It was exciting. His vocabulary improved rapidly, and so did his understanding of grammar. Every week, he celebrated his small wins. He wasn't fluent yet, but he was getting closer every day. One evening, Rihan got an order from a foreign customer staying at a hotel. He was nervous but also excited. He greeted the man confidently. "Good evening, sir. Here is your pizza." The customer smiled and replied, "Wow, your English is good." Rihan thanked him and started a small conversation. "I'm learning English every day, sir," he said. The man was impressed and asked Rihan to sit for a few minutes. They talked about books, movies, and life. Rihan listened carefully and asked questions. The man shared his email and told Rihan to write to him whenever he wanted to practice. Rihan was thrilled. It was his first real English conversation with a foreigner. That night, he wrote an email and checked the grammar 3 times before sending. It was a proud moment for him. The pizza shop where Rihan worked also noticed his progress. His manager started asking him to talk to English-speaking customers. "Rihan, take this call," he would say. Rihan started handling phone orders, learning how to speak professionally. "Thank you for calling. How may I help you today?" He practiced polite phrases like, "Would you like extra cheese?" or "Your order will arrive in 30 minutes." Customers liked talking to him because he was clear and respectful. This increased the shop's customer satisfaction. His co-workers also became curious. They asked him for tips to learn English. Rihan became a teacher among his friends. He told them, "Start with 5 words a day. Use them in sentences. Listen, speak, repeat." Slowly, he inspired others too. His love for English was now creating a wave. Every Sunday, Rihan had a special routine. He called it English Immersion Day. He only watched English movies, listened to English songs, and read English blogs. He avoided his native language for the whole day. This pushed him out of his comfort zone. He paused scenes, repeated dialogues, and practiced with emotion. He danced to English songs and tried to understand the lyrics. He wrote a short paragraph about his day in English. Sometimes, he posted it online to get feedback. These small steps gave him joy. He treated English like a friend, not a subject. It was fun, not stressful. Sunday became his favorite day. It was the day he spoke, dreamed, and lived in English. He realized that fluency is not a destination, but a journey. With time, Rihan started writing his own short stories in English. They were simple but powerful. He wrote about his life, his dreams, and the people he met. A pizza boy's diary, he called it. He posted his stories on social media, and people loved them. Some even shared his posts. A few followers messaged him, saying he was inspiring them to learn English too. One of his stories went viral in his town. A local newspaper wrote an article about him. "Pizza boy turning pages of English with passion," the headline said. Rihan couldn't believe it. His small journey was now motivating others. He didn't do it for fame. He did it because he loved learning. But that love was shining bright and helping others see what's possible. Rihan's life started changing. A local training center offered him a scholarship to join their spoken English course. It was a dream come true. For the first time, he sat in a real English class with professional teachers. He answered questions, participated in role plays, and gave small speeches. One day, the teacher asked, "Who is your inspiration?" Rihan stood up and said, "My inspiration is my own hunger to grow." The class clapped. His confidence shocked even himself. The teacher later told him, "You will go far, Rihan." He felt proud, but he stayed humble. He still delivered pizzas every day. But now people saw him differently. He wasn't just the boy with the delivery box. He was the boy with big dreams and fluent words. One important thing Rihan always remembered was to be patient. Some days were hard. He forgot words, made grammar mistakes, or felt shy. But he didn't give up. "Mistakes mean I'm learning," he would say. He reminded himself that every fluent speaker was once a beginner. He believed in slow, steady progress. He made flashcards with tricky words and carried them in his pocket. Whenever he had to wait, at the shop, at signals, he revised them. He even made games out of learning. For example, finding 5 English words during each delivery trip, or trying to speak only in English for 1 full hour. Learning became a game, not a burden. That's why he kept improving, because he loved the process. One month, the pizza shop announced a customer service award. It was based on customer reviews. Guess who won it? Yes, Rihan. His polite English, respectful tone, and friendly behavior made him the winner. The manager praised him and gave him a bonus. "You're the face of our shop," he said. Rihan felt honored. He knew it wasn't luck. It was the result of all these hours of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. He had built his skill with consistency. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He used what he had and turned it into gold. That award wasn't just a certificate. It was proof that English could change lives. He hung it on his wall and looked at it every night. It reminded him to dream even bigger. As Rihan's English improved, so did his personality. He became more confident, more expressive, and more hopeful. He started applying for part-time customer service roles. His improved English and communication skills opened more doors. One day, a hotel manager offered him a weekend receptionist job. "Your English is better than many applicants," the manager said. Rihan was shocked, but excited. He balanced both jobs: pizza delivery during the week, hotel work on weekends. At the hotel, he interacted with international guests. He learned new accents, cultural words, and polite expressions. He kept a diary where he wrote every new phrase he heard. His journey was no longer just about English. It was about personal growth. Each word, each sentence was building his future. He was becoming unstoppable. With more experience came more goals. Rihan started dreaming of studying abroad. He began preparing for the IELTS exam. He found free practice materials online and studied them daily. He focused on reading passages, writing essays, and practicing speaking tests. He gave mock interviews with his professor mentor. "Tell me about yourself," they would begin. Rihan answered fluently, talking about his job, his passion, and his goals. He practiced again and again, refining his grammar, fixing pronunciation, and improving fluency. His weekends were now filled with learning. He even joined a local speaking club that met every Sunday evening. There, he gave short speeches and participated in group discussions. Every mistake he made became a lesson. His dream of going abroad felt real now. Rihan also started helping underprivileged children in his neighborhood. He gathered a small group and began teaching them basic English for free. "If I can learn, you can too," he told them. He brought his old books and shared vocabulary cards. He taught them simple greetings, days of the week, and fun phrases. The kids loved learning from him because he made it fun. He used songs, role plays, and games to teach. Even their parents were surprised by the change. "You're not just delivering pizzas now," they said. "You're delivering knowledge." Rihan smiled. Teaching gave him a new purpose. He realized he didn't just want to speak English. He wanted to spread it. His journey was no longer his alone. He was lifting others along the way. One rainy evening, while delivering pizza to a school, Rihan ran into his old English teacher. The teacher was stunned by his transformation. "You've changed," she said. Rihan laughed and replied in fluent English, "Thanks to my daily practice and love for learning." She invited him to speak at the school's motivational seminar. Nervously, Rihan prepared his speech. On the day of the event, he stood in front of students and shared his journey, from delivery boy to English speaker. He spoke confidently, without notes, and received a standing ovation. Students were inspired. Teachers were proud. That moment was magical. Rihan proved that success isn't about where you start. It's about how hard you're willing to work. And English had been the tool that helped him rise. Today, Rihan continues to learn and teach English. He has a YouTube channel where he shares English learning tips. He records videos in the same streets where he once delivered pizzas. He tells his story to motivate others like him. He teaches phrases, correct pronunciation, and how to stay motivated. His channel grows day by day. Comments like, "You inspired me," and "I started speaking because of you," flood his inbox. He feels grateful, but never stops learning. Every day, he reads something new, listens to English speakers, and practices like he always did. He knows fluency is a lifelong journey, but he also knows If a pizza boy can learn English on the go, anyone can. So my dear students, what do we learn from Rihan's story? English is not about talent. It's about dedication. You don't need fancy classes or expensive books. You need consistency, curiosity, and a little bit of courage. Like Rihan, you can start with 5 new words a day. Speak with yourself. Listen while working. Read whenever you can. Turn your routine into your classroom. Use every chance to grow. Believe in your own progress. 1 sentence a day, 1 step at a time. You'll be surprised how far you can go. English can change your life, just like it changed Rihan's. So what's stopping you? Start now. Your journey could be the next story I share. And remember, if Rihan could do it, so can you.